It's been a fun night to be a wrestling fan indeed, guys. What is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993 back up here once again for another live review tonight. Well, this morning, since it's past midnight Eastern Standard Time, but I am now live for my 205 Live review from the July 17th, 2018 edition of 205 Live. That took place the same place as SmackDown Live night, of course, in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Overall, I thought we had a pretty strong episode of 205 Live. We had three worthwhile matches watching. Well, one was just a squash match, but it's been put over someone who I think is in line for a Cruiserweight Championship shot. And based off the announcement we got at the end of the show, I think that's where we may be going in a direction going forward. So let's get right into it, guys. Again, I'm kind of rushed around tonight. The green screen set behind me. I have a couple turn alerts I'm going to film after this. Some of them, I'm going to do three of them. Maybe wrong on some of them, but again, it's my opinion. If you disagree with me, I completely understand. But let's get right into this live review real quick. I'm going to fly through this. If you're in the live chat, I will check here and there to see what's up. But I'm going to fly through this. I get up really early to always mark my trip. So anyway, so we got started with this show. We had Drake Maverick recapping what happened last week with between Hideo Itami and Cedric Alexander, and promises to address the situation for Cedric's next Cruiserweight Championship defense by the end of the show. He hypes up also we're going to game matches with TJP and Noam Dar in a rematch and what happened a few weeks back. And then he also bring our main event, Akira Tozawa versus Lio Rush, which was a really fun match to watch, I felt. So let's get right into it. We First match was going to be TJP versus Noam Dar. TJP comes out with a mic in his hand, and he says that the first Cruiserweight champ is here, and he actually knows who he's facing tonight, and he got to the entrance music and to pick his own gear, so it's basically Christmas. Seriously, though, even though he deserved a title shot, Drake Maverick had him curtain jerking in this diaper storm of a town, Wilkes-Barre, where people just say they're from Philly. He gives props to Dar for looking good, ensuring this match will be twice as handsome as if TJ fought a local, but he's still going to take care of business and prove he's the best technical wrestler in the business when he turns Dar's comeback story into a sentence. So we had the match with Noam Dar and TJP. For the most part, I thought it was a pretty good match. I like the psychology they'll play in this match definitely as well, with TJP going after the recently surgically repaired knee injured by Noam Dar. And it looks like they're somewhat kind of teasing a face direction. Seems like we're going with Noam Dar, which is what I'm going to do a turn alert for him. And again, someone else in the Cruiserweight division that I think is a little risky. Again, the three turn alerts are going to be recording tonight. I know they're going to be a little bit risky because I feel like they may not be official. But again, this is my honest opinion of where I think they're going. So yeah, the TJP just attacked the recently surgically repaired knee from Noam Dar throughout the match. Dar got some good offense on TJP. Also, this was about TJP just finally proving that, hey, I came prepared this time. You haven't prepared me for how many weeks. This is a storyline about him feeling like he's not getting the opportunities he deserves. But now feeling he came prepared, it makes him look strong in the win, and it starts to build up the babyface momentum, I feel, for Noam Dar as well. So because he took advantage of the knee, he was able to get Noam Dar to tap out to the knee bar to win the match and get some momentum going for TJP as well. And well, I'll get to that at the end of what was announced for next week, but we'll talk about that as well. Dakota thought 205 Live was all right, not as good as SmackDown Live. Dar should have won. Is rushed to like a face as well. I'll get to that in a second. I think it will be Alexander versus Gulak, and Alexander will retain because Gulak can't make Alexander tap. And he thinks Orton's turn alert is pretty on point. I think so too, which is why I'm going to do that after I record this, where the green screen set right behind me. But yeah, I thought it was a good match between TJP and Noam Dar with the knee, with him playing the psychology on the recently repaired knee. But Noam tried fighting back, but TJP got the upper hand with the knee bar. We had another video package of last week's main event between Alexander and Itami. And we also had Mustafa Ali having a promo talking about his win over Buddy Murphy, where he didn't listen to people who told him not to take a no DQ match against the Juggernaut, and didn't quit in that fight because he doesn't just fight for himself. He fights for everyone, and he's going to keep fighting until he's the next Cruiserweight champion. We have Drew Gulak coming out to the ring with Gentleman Jack Gallagher and the Brian Kendrick. And strangely enough, Kendrick randomly shakes hands with Gulak's opponent, which was a jobber named Danny Garcia, and he pretty much beat him by TKO and by submission, because he pretty much just, match started, went all out on him, took him just not even 30 seconds to get him to pass out in the Gulak, pretty much to make him look as one of the strongest submission artists on 205 Live, I feel. And then Gulak on the mic, and he quotes the Rolling Stones. You can't always get what you want, but if you try, sometimes you might just find you get what you need. He's usually not one of the rock and roll, but Mick Jagger makes a salient point. For 2 years, 205 Live has given people what they think they want. Now they'll get the champion they need in Drew Gulak. We're not Cedric Alexander, but we'll do just what he will when he faces Gulak. Tap out. So Gulak's eyes is now set on the prize and becoming the Cruiserweight champion. I'll get to the course of that a little later on. We had a recap also of Buddy Murphy snapping on a Lucha House Party last week during Tony Nese's match against Kalisto. Dash Fuentes interviewed them, and Murphy says he doesn't like to lose, and the Luchas were just in the wrong place at the wrong time, but his only regret is Nese didn't get a chance to prove he's one of the best and beat Kalisto, and Nese says he'll give Kalisto another chance next week. He proposed that, their teammates, which we Graham at Toledo and Dorado, and Buddy Murphy will all not be at ringside. So it's one-on-one. They can settle this in the ring one-on-one and see what happens. And then finally, we had our main event. It was Lio Rush taking on Akira Tozawa, the storyline where, Lio Rush is still new in town, but he's trying to, jump on one of the, the big guns. Obviously, Akira Tozawa is a former Cruiserweight champion for 6 days, in case if you forgot. He obviously finds him as his first, target of an opportunity, pretty much. And yes, I know he's still kind of like that cocky side to him, but he's still like he's, he's still a babyface. I still thought, the promo he cut after this match, the way he talked about Tozawa being, he failed miserably, and the way he talked about it sounded more like, he was full on heel. I felt, so that's why I'm going to do a turn alert on Lio Rush being a heel and say that. But I thought him and Tozawa had a good back and forth match with the speed when I told a good story there. How Lio Rush is obviously an upcoming star, and Tozawa was trying to prove that he still has it. He's not as an overlooked figure on 205 Live as well. The story here getting frustrated, towards the end of the match, where he spelled his mouth guard and got a little bit more aggressive on Lio Rush, but it was not enough, as we had Lio Rush eventually hit the final hour on that sick-looking frog splash on Akira Tozawa to get the victory. And again, it was a fun match. I thought it was good way to put over Lio Rush and make him, a serious contender in the Cruiserweight division. But of course, afterwards, backstage, we have Drake Maverick watching the end match, and then Cedric Alexander came up and he said he wanted an answer regarding who his next challenger will be. And Maverick announced that next week we'll have a fatal four-way number one contenders match. It will be TJP, Hideo Itami, Drew Gulak, and Mustafa Ali. And the winner will face Cedric Alexander in the Cruiserweight Championship match. Now, you could go with have an argument for me. I don't think Hideo Itami is going to win again, since he just got an opportunity and lost. I would say maybe but there are three. I think there's a possibility. I'd say Mustafa Ali has a chance with him pick up the victories and winning his feud over Buddy Murphy is a high possibility. TJP, having a storyline, I feel like he's not getting opportunities and getting a big win tonight over Noam Dar in a good match. I thought he has a shot. Drew Gulak, though, is the one, Dakota said in the live chat, that I really think should be the one to win this match. I feel like, he's, if there's anybody, I feel like, well, besides, Buddy Murphy, but he already has the opportunity, but if there's anybody else, I feel like has built himself up as a great, serious contender on 205 Live, especially in that Cruiserweight Championship tournament, it's definitely Drew Gulak. I'm very invested in Drew Gulak. I honestly wouldn't mind seeing him being the one to dethrone Cedric Alexander for the Cruiserweight Championship. I do think he's definitely worked hard, and he definitely deserves this. So I want to predict next week it'll be Drew Gulak win the number one contendership, and he'll be the one to dethrone Cedric Alexander. But guys, that is it. I kind of flew through this live review and check the live chat really quick before I go off the air here, because I gotta get to record these turn alerts and go to bed. Let's see who we got here. I think it'll be Rush is pretty talented. I love Rush Hour. He's awesome. I'm not a fan of Gulak. I don't feel like he is a threat to Alexander. In all honesty, that's fine. That's how I feel. We know that Nice will lose now since he won't have help. Exactly. 1 second here. I gotta take care of that. Anyways, we also got I'd like to see Mustafa Ali and Alexander again. Wouldn't be a bad match. Honestly, I'm not against seeing that again. We know TJP can't make Alexander tap because remember he locked the knee bar in 2 times Alexander before in one match and he didn't tap. That is true, definitely, but we'll see what happens now. I mean, I feel like, again, Alexander's had not a bad run, could have a few more title defenses in there. But, I personally would like to see Drew Gulak be the next Cruiserweight champion, honestly. I feel like, he's, again, worked really hard to definitely, establish himself. So, I mean, I'd be cool with it. I'd be cool with Ali winning it. Tommy, I'd be fine with him winning it, but he already had his opportunity recently. I don't know why he's getting another opportunity again. I thought maybe they'll put Lio Rush in there instead. And, of course, TJP storyline would make sense also. And I feel like he's starting to come into his element as a heel as well, as I thought he should have turned heel when he did, was the case. They may make Alexander break Neville's reign, which with that situation, which I'm cool with that as well. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. I kind of flocked through this video 205 Live, so a great review of 205 Live. I'm giving it an A minus, honestly. I mean, I thought it was a strong show. I liked the match with Dar and TJP. Gulak getting put over, and the main event was strong as well. So with that, I'm giving 205 Live an A minus. Of course, not as strong as SmackDown Live, but I thought it was a good episode 205 Live, and I enjoyed watching it. So great review of 205 Live. Your thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure to always click my like and subscribe to more content on this channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirBody3. I'm going to record 3 turn alerts here really quick, and I'm going to bed. So again, I will not be doing an NXT review tomorrow night because I will be going on a short little road trip. I'll do when I get back on Thursday, and then either Thursday or Friday, I will also do my special live stream of the week. I'm not sure what topic yet, but I will decide by then. So guys, thank you for tuning in live. I'll see you guys later. So until then, guys, have a great night and peace out, everybody.